I want to start this video off by saying that the Golden State Warriors weren't supposed to be here. And I mean that in the most positive way. And the only reason why I'm really saying that is because we might get into some things and I might talk about some stuff about this team or their run this year that might come off a little bit strong or might sound like I'm hating them because I'm a Kings fan. I don't know why I did this to Kings fan. I am a Kings fan, but that's not why I'm like critiquing them or talking about their team. Even though if you look at my previous uploads, I'm yet to talk about any team that's gotten eliminated besides the Warriors now, but there's a reason for that, okay? There was a moment halfway through this season that I feel like has been kind of like rewritten through history or just kind of got like, forgotten about. And it was this moment where the team itself was struggling. Curry was having one of his, I think, worst years that we've seen in some time. And there was a big debate and conversation, not just with fans, but with the coach, with Steve Kerr, with Steph Curry, with management, everybody together, where it was like, okay, we know that Curry is getting older and Draymond as well, right? The championship core. Klay Thompson is left. Do we spend the rest of this time in, Curry's career building around him, going all in, putting all of our chips in and saying, Curry, we know you can still win. We know you're still good. So we trust you. We're going to build around you to win us another chip. Or do we take the alternative route, which is like, hey, Curry, we know that you can be good and you're a great player still, but we have to focus on the future of the Golden State Warriors. We have to focus on what post Steph Curry is going to look like. And that means keeping your draft capital. That means keeping the younger guys like Pods and Kuminga, giving them more minutes, letting them take the shine, take the spotlight, and really kind of ride Curry's career off into the sunset, not really have a dramatic ending to it. And if I was a real Warriors hater, if I really wanted to see them fumble and fall and just, never succeed ever, I would have said, focus on your youth, focus on the next step and what the next, direction of the franchise is, because listen, you will never find another Steph Curry in the league. I mean, Steph Curry is a one-of-one player, and if you do find another guy that's like Steph Curry or Steph Curry-esque, the chances of him ending up in the Warriors uniform is probably not going to happen. So yes, if I was a real hater, I would have said, hey, go all in on the future and just let Steph Curry sit on the bench or, put up his threes, but never really contend or try to do anything, win a championship, whatever. But no, I made YouTube videos saying, go all in, build around Curry. I don't care if it means trading Podziemski. I don't care if it means trading Kuminga. Literally anybody on this team, trade them because Curry is still a superstar player and can win you a championship. I said that on this channel. And guess what? That's exactly what they did. They went out and got Jimmy Butler. And I feel like as soon as we started to see that that was successful for them, like they were winning with Jimmy, everything was going good. They're, a decent seeding, whatever. Everybody kind of forgot that that was the original debate. That was the conversation that there was. So I feel like just giving some context to that, because that is a very key and important moment when looking at this season, when reflecting at what they have done. I know a lot of Warriors fans are, sad and upset. Steph Curry got injured in game 1, 13 minutes played in this series, and he wasn't able to come back. That is very unfortunate. I'm going to dive into that here in a little bit. But if you're going to look at your entire season and see, where you were and where you came from, this year was successful. Now, do you have much time left with the age of your players and your stars? No. But for this to be the first run with Jimmy Butler only being on your team for half a season, this was insane. I mean, props to Golden State. I would clap if I wasn't holding the microphone in my hands. This was a great year. And also, we talk about their age, but if we go look at their round 1 of the playoffs against the Houston Rockets, they're a young team. A lot of people, and I guess you could partly say myself, were thinking, okay, the young and fun Houston Rockets are going to just blow out this old Golden State Warriors team. But whether it was Buddy Hield, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, whoever it was that game, they made it through in a tough 7-game series. The older Golden State Warriors beat the young Houston Rockets. So things aren't necessarily looking bad, but when it comes to this Timberwolves series and this, entire thing, it is a little bit interesting. And we're going to just go ahead and start off with the Curry injury. I have seen specifically in my Discord, which feel free to go join if you haven't already, by the way, I have seen so many people say, okay, whatever, the Warriors lost, but if they had Steph Curry, this would have been a clean sweep, or this would have been 4-1, like it wouldn't have even been a competition. And to be honest with you guys, I have a big problem when people talk about the game like that, because they'll say, like, realistically, if Curry was healthy, then it would have ended like this. Bitch, the realistic outcome is what we just saw today. We saw the Warriors lose. I understand if you're trying to be optimistic or cope and think that if your player was healthy, they would have won. That is okay. Like, Like, I understand that. But to not only discredit what the Timberwolves did by winning a series and advancing, but also I feel like it comes with a lot of like lack of accountability for what the actual Warriors team did in these games. Because if you look at every game in this series, even, you know, when Curry wasn't playing, it's not like it was a huge blowout every single game. It's not like the Warriors had to put in their bench players every single time and they just had to say, all right, you know, we're kind of waving the white flag. They were in it for a lot of these games. And you could put part of that blame on the Timberwolves for saying, hey, they did not play good enough. They did not play like a conference finals team for a lot of this series. But god damn it, the Golden State Warriors didn't play good as a team either. In this elimination game, Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy, was nowhere to be found. But when I say that, when I critique these players, when I say Buddy Hield didn't have a good game, or if I, you know, whatever, it feels like everybody thinks I'm just hating on the team. I'm just hating. I think I made a video, a TikTok, talking about that and saying, hey, you know, Jimmy didn't have a good game, but shout out to Pods and Kuminga because they snapped today. And it was like people in the comments saying I'm just hating because I'm a Kings fan. I know I'm going on a little bit of a tangent here, but that kind of pisses me off because what does that have to do with anything? I feel like I'm able to separate myself enough from my team and like my fandom and actually talk about a team in a very unbiased way. That being said, sorry, I did just absolutely ramble there. It was moments like today where Jimmy Butler, if he played like Jimmy Butler that we all know, if he played aggressive, if he didn't just take 9 shots in the game, chances are they would have won because god damn it, this game was close. And that goes for a lot of other games. Buddy Hield, okay, listen, I do make a lot of jokes about hating Buddy Hield. It's kind of become a, you know, shtick that I have, but it was very predictable that he was going to be insanely inconsistent in this series. It was, you know, predictable if you watched him any other, you know, place in Golden State or even Golden State for the regular season. That is just who he is. The Warriors got lucky enough having him pop off in the first round against the Houston Rockets and putting up the performances that he did because that is like classic Buddy Hield. He will shoot like a version of Steph Curry, and then 2 games later will absolutely disappear, not play on defense, not play offense, can't shoot, sit in the corner, and break it every time. And it was something like, when that happens, you can't just say, oh, but if we had Steph Curry, things would be okay. Because no, the rest of the team wasn't playing good either. Like, they could not step up to the occasion. So who's to say that if Steph Curry was healthy, they would have won? We don't know. We will never know. The only thing that we do know is that the Timberwolves won and will be advancing to the conference finals. So that's my overall take around the Steph Curry injury situation. The future of the Golden State Warriors is very interesting. There are some guys who are free agents. You obviously have Jimmy Butler signed for a 2-year deal, a very expensive 2-year deal. So he's still going to be there as well. Hopefully, you know, with a full off season and regular season with the team, that just makes them even better. And so, yeah, I feel like the Golden State Warriors, you should be insanely happy with where your season ended. Just because you guys are known for winning championships and you guys have a dynasty around Steph Curry doesn't mean that because you're a second round exit, it was a failure of a season. So yeah, I really mainly wanted to talk about the Warriors because I feel like a lot of my reputation has been built around hating them. And, you know, people just think that I don't like them to not like them. If I'm hating on the Warriors, chances are it's just a joke. Like, it's just a bit that I think is funny. I will definitely hate on some Warriors fans out there because I genuinely struggle to have conversations with you guys sometimes, but most of the times it's just a joke. I'm able to actually critique a team same way I critique my team. I know a lot of people like to respond to me just by saying that the Kings are bad. Bro, I know. Like, if anyone knows that, it's me. As for the Minnesota Timberwolves, though, if there's anything to really take away from this series, or I guess the playoffs in general so far, Julius Randle has been absolutely insane. At first, I was kind of like, oh, they don't have Cat, and Cat was such a huge guy for them. I don't know if Julius Randle can fill up, you know, his shoes, but he has shown time and time again he's the most consistent player on the team. He has stepped up to the occasion. Anthony Edwards has been great in the second half. If he can be a good first half player and continue to be aggressive throughout the entire game, I would love to see what he can do. But things are going to be really scary if they go up against the OKC Thunder. I feel like the OKC Thunder are the biggest threat for their team, but we won't know that until we see, you know, if they advance against the Denver Nuggets. So yeah, that being said, congrats to the Minnesota Timberwolves. You guys did great. You guys have played great so far going through all these teams. I'm not going to discredit them because Curry was injured. Same way I'm not going to discredit the Pacers for opponents of theirs being injured, because what do you want them to do? You want them to just wave the white flag? Oh, okay, Curry's injured. You guys go through instead. It's okay. No. they still went through. They still kicked ass. The Warriors put up a fight, and they overcame that. So that being said, hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Be sure to comment down below your opinions, whether it's on the Golden State Warriors, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the playoffs in general. I've been wanting to make more of these videos where I just go over teams that get eliminated and what the future for them looks like. But I just hired an editor, so I've been very focused on making sure the video quality is good. So if you notice that videos like this are edited way worse than a video like this, or whatever corner the video pops up on, it's because I was editing that and I wanted to get it out. So anyways, hopefully you guys all enjoyed. While you're down in the comments, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Later.